Hello, guys. We are here for Scrappy Saturday. Let me get my camera readjusted. I'm running late because I was waiting on Melina Pilot of hashtag #Scrapbusters to drop her video for this week, and then she posted on our community tab earlier today that they're out on ministry. So that explains why there's been no video. So I'm just going to kind of do a little side project for their page for today. Going with something that Pam at the Paper Out posted for her video last night. And I was like, oh, I've got strips of paper. I can do that. And what a fun thing to show. So yes, this is my original box of strips that I use for stamping words and stuff on. This little box has now expanded into several big boxes. This has kind of become my travel. So when I'm going somewhere, and I just want to be able to have something to do while I'm there, I take this, drop a couple things of ink in there. It's a perfect size for most of my my stamps, my silicone stamps. Drop a stamping block in there, and then I have a little travel kit. So I'm just gonna pull some from out there, and this is I'm gonna do the prep work first so that these can dry. And I have my daubers out. And we're just going to go straight onto the silicone because why not? Is this one page, one or two? That is one. Oh, it's 2 pages glued together. I'm like, that is one thick page. Different types of paper, book page. I don't want the ones that are super thick. So let me separate those back out. Yeah, the ones that are glued together and doubled up, I'm going to go ahead and pull it back out. Because I don't want the thick ones for what I'm going to be doing. I don't know how those big ones even fit in there the first time, but anyway. So I have a mixture of distress inks and distress oxides. Number one, you'll see that they're different colors. The black ones are the inks. The silver ones are always the oxides, no matter what color they are. If they're in the silver plastic, that's an oxide. So if you ever lose, suddenly the lid is gone, and it's got a different lid on it. If your label's gone on the bottom, there's a label that tells you there too. But if all of your marking is gone, just know that if it's in a silver container, it's an oxide. If it's in a black one, it's an ink. The difference is in pigment. Distress inks is straight ink. Oxides are ink plus pigment, I believe, if I remember correctly. Somebody in the crafting world, that I'm sure if I'm incorrect there will correct me, but I do believe that is the difference, is that the oxides have a pigment as well. So I'm going to show you the difference in how they respond and react to like water. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color my paper strips with inks and oxides. This is chipped sapphire. Nice, pretty blue color. You'll see, doing it on the silicone mat, it is leaving remnants behind. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm also going to be cross-contaminating a little bit my sponges and my inks. This is salvaged patina. Now, if you don't have one sponge per color, like some people do, switch them out, do whatever you need to do. I tend to have just color families. So like I have one sponge for blue, one sponge for orange, one sponge for pinks, one sponge for reds, greens, etc. So that cross-contamination eventually will, because it is just essentially on the surface of the sponge. It'll wear itself off. To be careful with this. This is really thin page. This is Salty Ocean. And again, if I was doing this all on white paper, you would definitely be able to see the difference in the colors. And it, much, much clearer. But I mean, you can see the difference in the colors. They're different. I don't know how many colors I'm going to need here. So I'm just going to kind of go. So that is the last of my blues. And oxides anyway. I don't know if I have any. Nope, I didn't take any blue inks out. So pinks. This is milled lavender. That pretty little purple there. That is not even going to show up on there. So let's do it on white. Very, very light color. Oops, picking up some blue from underneath. Saltwater taffy. I'm hoping that just one round of these, doing one of each color, will be enough for me to do this project, but we shall see. So I'm going to set the oxides aside. I'm going to pull in my inks. Walnut stain. Y'all have seen the walnut stain. It is the most commonly used ink for me. Okay, some walnut stain. Yeah. Do some ink cleanup a little bit there. That's just a wet wipe. Just a simple little baby wipe. A little bit of brushed corduroy, again in the brown family. You can see how much less spreadable. I'm having to do a little extra work to get the ink to spread. I'm having to push a little bit harder, having to go over it a little more, dip into the pad a little bit more. And that is because it's a straight ink. Again, it's, missing that, not having that pigment in there changes things. This is Seedless Preserves, by far my favorite purple. I need to get it in an oxide. I only have it in ink right now. But yeah, I need to get it in an oxide. I love this purple. So this is an easy way to also to just color your paper. If you're not into dyeing paper, or you don't have space for it, or you just need you have a quick little project, right? For example, and you just need some colored paper. You can just grab it and do your inks. Same with lace. You can use your inks to color lace. So you got white lace and you want green lace, for example, since I'm working with green. Rather than doing a whole batch of green lace, for example, you can take your ink pad, and the way I do it is I use a gallon size Ziploc bag, and on the inside of the bag, I smush my ink onto one side of the plastic, put the lace in there, and then I spritz some water inside the bag, and then I moosh it around, and then the ink will absorb into the lace. Now, I have also found that if I wet the lace first, so if I put dry lace into the bag, it's going to absorb a lot of the water that's now colored, and it may not spread evenly. So you might end up with a, blotchy coloring on your lace. But if you put your lace in wet, it seems to absorb more evenly. So another little hint for you there. But it's nice when you just need an itty bit of, colored lace, and you don't want to go out and purchase a big old batch of, lace. Sorry, this one was bundled sage. This is mowed lawn. And I think since I still have strips out here, I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to color all the ones that are on my desk. So this paper had adhesive of some sort on it. So you can see how just the different way that the ink attached itself to that. Let's do another seedless preserve here. Oh, apparently that was 2 pieces. Okay, now it's 1 piece. I'm going to throw that away. Let's do an oxide on these since it's a little more absorby. So again, Salty Ocean. bring in the other one and show you the difference between it's the difference in paper. Just chipped sapphire. This was from a Chinese book. Japanese. Sorry, they're Japanese. Very fragile pages, though. Salvage patina. Cross-contaminating just a little bit. And there's going to be, because again, I use color families for my sponges. So there's always going to be a little bit of all of the different colors of inks in the sponge itself. So there's always going to be some level of cross-contamination in my work. It's just kind of, just kind of the way it's going to be. Get back down into my other oxides here. Back into my pinks. That's a thick page. Again, the saltwater taffy. I'm like scanning as I'm doing this because I'm like, I was going to do a salt technique on these for the activation, the water activation, but I don't think I have any salt in here anymore. I think I used the last of it. Usually have a little container of rock salts in here. I think I used the last of it. Oh. I think my packages were just delivered. Yep. So what was delivered today is the filters for my truck, powdered heavy cream. Did you know there was such a thing? I know I sure didn't. And I was just tooling around on Amazon looking for, I take that back. I was looking for a substitute for heavy cream because I didn't have any and I didn't want to go to the store. And I came across a little thing that talked about, having the powdered stuff for, and it's good for people that, don't use it often, so, like me, when I need it, I have to go to the store to get it because I don't ever have it just on hand. But then I end up wasting a lot of it because, I don't have, the recipe doesn't call for like an entire pint. And you have to buy it by the pint at minimum. So I was like, oh, there's a powdered stuff. I had no idea. So while I was on Amazon looking for something else, I'm like, I Googled it on Amazon. Or look, and I'm like, lo and behold, Amazon carries it. So I ordered a big container of shelf-stable heavy cream powder. I'm like, I know I felt a separation there. There we are. if I can get it apart. I'm going to fake. If it doesn't all come apart, no big deal. I'm just like, I don't know. I caught it just on the edge and I was like, oh, I felt an opening there. Same there. So some evergreen bough. My poor mail people, it is pouring. It has been pouring here all morning. It's like, ugh, the weather is yucky. It's yucky, 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 yucky. Let's do... I don't know what the deal was there. But yeah, I got the text message letting me know that my package was delivered at the garage. Just do a couple extra walnut stain ones. Now, when it comes to doing Gail's Scrappy Saturday, I may will likely have to supplement the strips, and that's okay. I will deal with it as it comes. Okay, so let's get these all out of my way. Put these. Let's see. Let's put these away. Because these go in front of where my inks go. So I'm like, oh, I should probably put the inks away first. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to move them in order to put everything away anyway. Put the oxides away anyway. Put these guys away. And I can put these. There. I'm also going to grab myself a baby wipe. Not only for this, but for this. All that ink cleaned off. All right, so pull down my scrappy book and try not to craft a ledge, everything else that's on top of it, which I failed at miserably. All right, so what we are going to do for Melina this week is I'm just going to collage those strips. I'm just going to glue them straight down onto the page. Is that a single page? No, I'm like, I didn't think it was. I'm like, that doesn't feel like a single page. And then I'm going to trim off whatever's hanging over, and I'll use the extra scraps in Gail's. So let me go this way. let's move these to this side. So I can put this here. And I need a glue page. Okay. And glue stick. Which is also got delivered. So the cabinet, I distracted squirrel. So the filter for my truck, cabin filter, the powdered heavy cream, and my case of glue sticks came in the mail today. I have an on-air sign that I also ordered, because right now I just have a sticky note that I put on my door when I'm recording so that people don't just come in and start talking about random stuff. But it's a Post-it note. So my husband spotted this on-air door hanger sign on Amazon one day when he was just kind of playing around, and he put it in the cart. And then when I went to go and like actually pay for it, I was like, let me see what else is on there first. And I came across a better deal. Same one. What he had in there was one red one, and it was like $8.99. Well, then I found one that was a red one and a black one, so you get two of them, and it was only $7.99. I'm like, so why would I pay $7.99 for one when I can pay $8.99 for one when I can pay $7.99 for two? Do I need to? No. But I'd rather have a spare and spend less money than, to spend more and just have one. Not making any sense to anybody else. So again, this is my solution. There was no M's Scrapbusters for week 18. The content creator and her family are out on ministry. So she is not where she is recording right now. So there's no M Scrapbuster challenge this week. So I am improvising a solution. So I don't have a blank page, or get to the end of the year and I've got an extra page in my book because we had to skip a week, or whatever. Scissors. Don't glue that down. Don't glue down. I said I was going to come back and do this after. That actually glued to the bottom of that tab, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. Put those over there. Let's see. Let's get some brown. You'll be able to, I got edges here, which will be addressed. Just cut off. Might as well use it. Okay. That was kind of it's in my hand. It's stuck to my finger, so might as well use it. That did not go as I expected. Tried separating it and it tore off instead. It's okay. It is okay. We'll say I'm feeling like I don't have enough room on my desk right now. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with the clutter and chaos that's going on right now. Put this down there. And then, let's see, what do we have down there? I have a skinny blue one, skinny green. Put that one there. This is about size more than it is color. My alarm going off. Oh, all right. Well, let's get that. Apparently that was a double layer as well. Let's see. What can I put? Okay. And then, let's see. Close enough up there. Will it fit this way? Yeah, let's go this way. Like, oh yeah, I can just spin it. And then, get off of me. Let's get some green up there. And again, that is glued to the back of this tab. So I can't really cut it off. So we're gonna go with it. Let me move these strips off to the side for a moment. And I will be right back. I need an item. talk amongst yourselves for a moment. It's funny, he just put the boxes on the couch. Surprised he didn't open them. Usually he does. Where's my fan brush? That is a darn good question. I don't know where my fan paintbrush went. So I went into the kitchen, grabbed myself my container of salt. Let's see if I can figure out how to keep this flat enough. So sprinkle. Sprinkle some salts. But you don't have to use salt. That is not a requirement. The salt is not the activating agent. I just like the way it looks. And I'm using a toothbrush because my fan brush is MIA. You can see that activating already. Let's see right here. It's activating that ink. The salt gives it a different, it makes it react differently, even further than just water. So get that off to the side, let that do its thing while we work on Gail. So Gail used mailing envelopes, junk envelopes to make pockets. I've done this before. It is a pretty standard thing in my craft room anyway. And sometimes it's the way the envelope is open that dictates what you're going to do with the pocket or how you're going to make the pocket. In this case, it's open at the top, so it kind of, automatically lends itself to top loading pockets. I'm going to glue this flat, make sure that's glued down. Fold this in half. Now, you definitely want, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your envelope is going to fit in your book. For me, standard half sheet journals, 5.5 wide. So I want to make sure that my pocket is obviously no longer than 5.5 when folded. Smaller for me, smaller. I like it smaller is better. Now this is designed to be a wraparound. So this goes around your book page like so. So then you have a pocket on both sides. You can do this as a double layer like this. You can cut it down and do it double, or not double, do it single so that you have double pockets is what I was trying to say, which I've done before too. So like cut all four sides, and then you have this piece that becomes double pockets, and then you have this piece that also becomes double pockets. So you end up with 4 pockets instead of 2. You can do it this way, and then this glues straight down to the page, and then you have this opening. You could glue it 3 sides, and then you have a pocket here and a pocket that goes behind it. Get a book page out. So going into your signature, you could glue this completely solid down, right? And then you have one pocket here. And you end up with one pocket here. You could glue here, and then you have one pocket here and one pocket here. See, one pocket. You can see the card, and then behind it you don't. So then you end up with 2 pockets on this side, and then when you flip the page, again, you've got one pocket here, one pocket here. You could glue this side down, making this 2 pockets, glue this side completely down, and only have the one on this side. Entirely your discretion. For the sake of this project, I'm only going to glue them down. I'm going to, as if I'm gluing them down. So I'm not going to worry about decorating the back. If you're going to have this as a clip-in pocket and have it as a removable, you're going to need to do the back as well. But if this is going to be glued into your book, whether it's going to be glued completely down or glued just on the 2 sides to make it an extra pocket, you don't have to worry about doing the back. Hope that made sense. This is just one style of pocket for using junk envelopes. And also, when you have window envelopes like this, you get to choose, do you want the windows to stay or not? You can collage over them and just have them sealed closed. Or you can go around them, and have the window opening. And then whatever you put in there, your card you put in there, becomes part of the design element. I did a bad there. Shouldn't ever go this close to the fold on that. But just because it increases your risk of your stuff not folding correctly. Just gonna put some heavy duty there. Put this one over on that side. I keep trying to grab my salt shaker instead of my glue stick. Let's put my glue stick in front of me. How about that? You also get to decide how much of your window you want visible. If you're going to leave it visible, do you want to try to line up right with the edges of that window? Make your own. That's always an option too. Make your own shape in there. Lots of freedom. There's lots of freedom in using these as pockets. I'm going to try to do this with just these strips so that I don't have to get more scraps out, but I don't know that that's going to be an option. It's not looking like it's going to be an option. I'm going to start coming in from this side a little bit. The hard part too is, there's no way of knowing what next week's, scrap challenges is going to be. So when I do wraparounds like this, it's like, I struggle with it because it's like, what if I make a pocket and then there's, she does something that requires the whole page and now I've got a pocket in the way. So it causes me a little bit of stress. But I think I have a solution for today's anyway. Oops. Let's either go all the way up or all the way down, but let's not play half and halfsies. And again, I'm just wrapping to the back, just for the sake of not creating more scraps. Trying not to anyway. Let's go this way. I am having a hard time finding a spot on this that isn't covered in glue at this point, though. I may have to switch it out just for the sake of having somewhere safe to glue. I'm not going to use this as a glue page. I'm just going to fold, and I'll fold and fold until it's pretty much useless for me as a glue page, and then I'll throw it away. Let's see. Nope. Ended up with like all the same colors. I ended up with just blues and browns left. And normally I would not put the two browns that close together. But again, I'm limited on what colors I have left here. So I'm going to roll with it and do what I can. Oops. Tore that one a little short. But nothing that's not adjustable. Just because I want something different there. So this is super gluey, so we're just going to fold that in half. Go back to using this. And because I have all the inks and the oxides, we're going to set these all off to the side. Okay, now we have the window, and obviously I've chosen to leave the window visible, right? So I'm going to put something in there that covers up the envelope, to make it, that makes it obvious that it's an envelope. Is, you've got the security printing on the inside of envelopes. I'm just scanning my desk for something. What you put in there could be anything of your choosing. You can put print, you can put solid coffee dyed paper, or colored, any kind of dyed paper back there that's solid and print. Whatever, whatever you choose. This is on my desk, so this is what's going in there. Okay. So you're going to put glue on it, and you're going to glue it to the back. Let's see, my fingers, you can tell that I'm where I'm at in the envelope, right? So I glued my image to the back page, and that way, when you look through, it's not obvious that it was an envelope. Fold this back. Ideally, you would wait for everything to dry before you fold it. Otherwise, you get this weird crease. But for the sake of the video, I went ahead and folded it ahead of time. So that's one type of envelope. Another kind you can have, again, you get your envelope that's cut from the top here. So that's going to be your opening. But say you've got one, let's see if I've even got one here. Depends on which one of us opened the mail. Top. These are all top. top. Oh, there's a side one. So if you open your mail from the side, then you have these two sides that are sealed up. So you can then, I'm not going to try to cut straight. And again, decision to be made. If you've got a window, do you cut above the window and keep the window intact? Are you going to use the window? What's your plan going to be there? This becomes an opening. You can do this as a belly band. So you can glue, decorate it, glue here and here. And then you have a belly band that goes this way, plus the one that goes through the middle. Again, options. You always have options. Always have options. I'm like, where did that lined piece of paper go? Okay, so I'm going to start with this just because it's on my desk. And again, this is an option. You can cover this in a single sheet of paper. You can collage it. The choice is yours. Cover the envelope or not cover the envelope. Again, choice is yours. I'm going to go just a little below. No, I'm not. I take that back. Okay. But what I am going to do, especially since I cut that window, so you can cut that completely off like that, or you can cut this at an angle. Fold this to the back and not cut it off. Depends on if you want, again, do you want to make more scraps while you're trying to get rid of scraps? This is non-functional. I mean, all it does is really reinforce your sides. But what I'm going to do with this flap is I'm then going to fold this to the inside of the pocket and reinforce that front edge, especially, like I said, especially since underneath there is that window. This part of the pocket is just that plastic. So that helps reinforce that leading edge. I personally am going to put another little strip. I would put a strip on this back edge, just on the inside, and that just gives it some decoration. So just a little edge there, and that is just so that like if I choose to do a little notch there. Let me get my little tool in there. Bad cut, still wet. But if I choose to do the little notch there, then the back of the envelope is decorated and it's not just white. So then this, then you find some other way to decorate, right? Let's see. What do I have on my desk? You could decorate it with other pockets. You can make a pocket on a pocket. Choice is yours. Just looking for a random book page. It's funny. It's going in my idea book. This book, this part of the book that I got these pages out of talks about, funeral etiquette. So it's always good. It's interesting subject matter. And then you look for a focal point. You know, and you can decorate it more than that if you want. You know, obviously. Yeah, we're just going to go with that because it's right up front. It's handy. Oh, that's why I went through the front. Did you guys see that? I didn't go through the back. I went through the sticker itself. I'm like, why did that turn out so weird? Okay. So there's another type of pocket. And then, I don't know if I have any short enough here. Let's see. These are all tall. And again, because you're, you know, my 2.5 sheet is 8.5 by 11. So the journal pages are always going to be 8.5 tall by 5.5 wide. Let's see if I can find a shorter envelope. See if I can find a shorty. I have a massive amount of envelopes over there. Let me tell you, I've got an entire cubby full. So another type of pocket you can make, seal your envelope. And for me, I like to avoid the window as best I can. So I'm either going to cut it and cover the window, or I'm going to use the side that's not, that doesn't have the window. I like this side just because it's bigger, even though it does have the window. So, but I'm gonna be covering over that. So again, I'm gonna need to make sure that I'm wrapping into the inside. But for now, I'm gonna seal this right here. There's that paper separated from the plastic, and right now it's just in my face, in my way, and driving me bonkers. So obviously doing this, you have 2 of these. So for every envelope, you could actually make 2. Again, your choice, how you want to deal with that. This was, I saw this, I think it was Miss E, Scrapbooking with me, that did these. And I was like, oh, what a brilliant idea. But again, it's creating quote unquote pockets using envelopes, scraps of envelope. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time keeping track of where my glue is today. were on the road most of yesterday. Went to a swap meet, and then we went up to visit with my mother, my in-laws. Didn't get home till really late last night. Crashed hard. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just still discombobulated from the whole event. I don't know if I have any other just random paper floating around. I don't see any. Time to get into my floor pile. Yes, I have a floor pile. I don't want that to go all the way up. I don't want it to look, like all stripes. I mean, you can if that's your jam. I'm also going to go up above the edge because, again, remember, I got to fold that. I got to fold it in and reinforce that edge. That's so much glue on my fingers. Where's the wet one? Dry one, dry one, dry one. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I had a wet wipe. Where did it go? So again, as you can, I'm covering up, covering the window. I guess this is just going to look stripey. Out of the way. One of my papers got glued to my desk over here. That's funny. So I'm going to take this. I'm just going to glue the whole thing. Again, not making more scraps, but I also am reinforcing that edge. So this, I'm going to put this way. And then I'm just going to wrap this to the inside. Okay. What else I got going here? We just do that. Okay. Because that needs to go to the inside, I'm not going to wrap around the back. This is going to wrap to the inside as usual, as I've said. Okay. Okay, so now you have this little tall skinny pocket. Won't fit this way, right? That's too long for a 5.5. You could go this way and have it as a side pocket. That is an option. But I will show you what Miss E showed us how to do these. Okay, I'm just going to throw these away. I was going to put them in my floor pile. I'm just going to throw them away because I'm getting way buried. And again, throwing this away. It's very gluey. So okay, let's bring my book back over. All right. So I don't know how well you guys can see the modeling that happens when you introduce water to oxides and inks. When you add salt to it, it adds another element, and it just kind of helps it, like, rather than it just being blotchy, it kind of spreads out the edges and makes it look a little more crystallized. So I'm just brushing the salt off. And that we're going to call good for that. So let me go ahead and put her sticker on for today. You know, she's out with her family doing their things, so I say it all the time. Families first in all things. So okay, so flip back to Gail. Wasn't that an envelope as well? Maybe not. Yeah, it was an envelope. It's funny. This is like the second time. I'm like, wait a minute. But she just did it as wraparound then, back then. Okay. Oh, that was Melina's anyway. So again, Gail showed us very similar. So for the sake of next week, I'm not going to glue this side down. And we'll see what next week brings. If I need a pocket for next week, I'll go ahead and glue this and turn this side into a pocket. But for now, we're just going to deal with this side. So again, you can glue here and here and turn this into a secondary pocket. Or you can glue the whole thing down as a solid. For the sake of this journal and being able to have somewhere to put other stuff, I'm going to do it as a pocket. Okay. So now you have this pocket behind it, and then you have this pocket in front of it. Okay. This would be the same way. You could glue 3 sides, and then you have, you know, when you glue it down, if you glued sides in the bottom, then you have the pocket here, and you have the pocket behind it. For the sake of this journal, I'm just going to stuff it in the pocket. I'm not going to glue it down. So you can see the image through the little windows there. And then this, you glue on as a belly band, which I can't do on this book, on this page, because I already glued the pocket down. But you can glue this as a side pocket, 3 sides, and then I'll use this page just as an example. So you can glue it this way, for example, you know, go here, here, and here. And then you have a pocket here and a pocket here. Whoop. So pocket there and a pocket there. You can glue the whole back, and then you have just this pocket, this long pocket here. And again, obviously you can glue it on the edge of the page here, or you can glue it over here along your spine. But what Missy did was she did it as a belly band. So she just did glue on the top and on the bottom. And then there's a belly band here to slide stuff behind. And then she made a tall, skinny tag to go inside this little pocket. To go inside the little pocket there. I've made some of these. I have them over there in my stash. Fun little project. Another fun way to use your envelopes. So that is just 3 quick little pockets, quote unquote quick, 3 little pockets for using junk mail envelopes in your journals to make pockets. Like, where's the edge of the paper there? And that is week 18 of Scrapbusting with Melina and Gail, although we are without Melina this week. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you don't mind, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, feel free to share my content with anybody that you think may enjoy what I do. And stay tuned. We will talk to you in the next video. Bye.